Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, also known as the Ammo Nerd. Over here on my channel, we love reviewing ammunition. We like to test different barrel lengths to see what kind of velocity gains and or losses we have depending on the caliber of choice. Our flavor for review today is 5.56 NATO, or 5.56x45mm, or 223 Remington. This is from AAC. This is a sister company to Palmetto State Armory, owned by a large holding company that owns various different brands. This is the 77 grain OTM with the Sierra Match King load. Let's throw him on the table and talk about what we're going to do today. In full transparency, AAC/PSA provided this ammunition for me to review with no strings attached. We have a ProConal digital DLX that we use to collect our velocities. After we've done that across multiple barrel lengths ranging from 7.5 inch all the way up to and including 22, we step out to 100 yards to do a practical accuracy test. Now, I only have 100 of these rounds, so a long-term reliability test is not what I'm after with these types of reviews. They're just here as a general data grab if you want to know, hey, I've got a 14.5 inch gun. What could I potentially expect to get out of that velocity-wise? It's around 50 to 55 degrees outside today. AAC is a fairly new offering. I do believe most of their ammunition offerings public-wise have started here in 2022 and will continue on bringing up new lines as they go on. They first started off with 9, and then they've done 300 Blackout, 5.56, I know 5.7, 30-06, and steel offerings in our Russian calibers are coming. We'll start with our shortest barrel length, which is our 7.5 inch Palmetto State Armory upper. Got various X2 Dev Group parts on here, their charging handle and their muzzle device. The box claims 2,700 feet per second, and that is from a 20-inch barrel. I don't have any Black Hills or SIG or Winchester 77 grain OTM to compare against, but I will run some IMI, CBC, or MagTech First Defense Tactical, some Pine Valley munitions, and the S&B 77 grain that I just did a review on not too long ago. I'll run those today as well as a control group, and we'll see which one has the best velocity at the end. I do believe the Black Hills does state around 2,800 feet per second from a 20-inch. If anybody has a line on a contact at Black Hills, it would be appreciated. Try not to destroy my shooting bag today. And now for our 10.5 inch barrel. This is our Palmetto State Armory SBR. Various different upgrades on here. Got the primary arms 3X optic on here. Love this optic, very clear reticle. The only downside is the reduced eye relief. Got a Radion ambidextrous charging handle and Battle Arms safety selectors on here. Don't really need the bag there, do I? And now for our 14.5 inch upper. This is from Pro 2A Tactical. I picked up a couple of their uppers to try because I needed one that didn't have a pinned muzzle device on it. So far, very pleased with this build. I did put an adjustable gas block on it because the gas port was drilled too large from the barrel manufacturer. But I am now getting good ejection patterns on there. And now for our 16-inch, this is new for late 2022. This is from Springfield. This is the Hellion, or the Croatian VHS rifle, and semi-automatic, of course. This is a bullpup. Very nice little design. You can set it up for left-hand eject, so if you run a suppressor, you can keep the gas out of your face. We're just trying to see how this thing runs with various different ammunition. Got a primary arms 1-6 LVPO up top, second focal plane. The trigger on this is not good at all. Lots and lots of take up. Now for our 20-inch, this is another Palmetto State Armory upper built on a no-name lower. This is the premium line, the FN 1-in-7 twist double chrome lined barrel. Looks like we're about 70 feet per second short of that just by looking at the chronograph. I'll have to go check the averages. And finally, our Armor Slayer. This is our 22-inch TC Compass in our Oryx chassis, Yankee Hill 3-port QD muzzle brake on here, a primary arms 16 power first focal plane scope. Very nice little scope, albeit a little on the long side compared to some other 16 powers that I have. But very, very clear reticle and very, very defined. And that's all she wrote, folks. We'll have to go look at those figures, but I don't think we gained too much going to the 22-inch in this particular load. Here is our AAC 77 grain Sierra Match King at 100 yards. We're using the TC Compass 22-inch barrel with the JK Armament rifle kit on there because that gives me the best groups. We are in a lead sled. It's about 50 degrees outside today. There is a little bit of wind, but not too heavy. Our first group was 0.684 inches. Very impressive. This next one opened up a little bit. That might have been me at 0.722 inches. We'll try for a couple more groups because I have enough ammunition, but very, very respectable results. Just to see how the shorter barrel length would do with accuracy, I put our 14.5-inch Pro 2A tactical upper on with our primary arms 18 power scope. I did have to dial it down about 15 inches and to the left about 6, but we're on target. This guy right here was 1.380 inches, and this guy over here was 1.334 inches. Very, very consistent. I'm running out of ammunition. I need to make sure I get the velocity portion done, so I'm gonna have to call our accuracy portion of our testing, but I think this load is doing very, very well. That 77 grain OTM is very, very good. As a comparison to our AAC 5.56, I fired some other popular brand 77 grain OTM that I have access to. 100 yards, 22-inch TC Compass, JK Armament rifle kit. You can hear there's a little bit of wind outside today. It's about 50 degrees. Our IMI Razor Core, 0.612 inches and 0.878 inches. I'm taking 3 to 4 minutes between each group, but otherwise they are pretty rapid in succession. Our CBC was equally as good, or our MagTech First Defense, some old stuff I had, 0.618 inches and 0.586 inches. I think our best, though, has been from our Pine Valley munitions. They don't exist anymore. 0.556 inches, and this one was a little bad at 1.05 inches. That might have been a little bit of the wind. But our AAC is hanging with other main competitors' offerings in this load that I have access to. I do not have any of the Black Hills, Winchester, or Sig Sauer line. If anyone has a contact at Black Hills or Sig or Winchester, let me know and maybe we can get some to test as well. But our AAC doing pretty darn good, even out of a 1-in-9 twist barrel. Well, everyone, I'll have to make this outro quick because the rain came and the sun is setting, and anything I had left to do today I need to get done now so I can get the heck out of here. But I think AAC did a pretty good job with this load. We fell about 70 feet per second short of the stated box velocity, but in all honesty, when a manufacturer does their velocity readings and ratings for their ammunition, I'm sure they're not out in an uncontrolled environment with a $100 chronograph. They're probably using a lot more high-end equipment, possibly a universal receiver or a special test barrel at that particular barrel length, which was 20 inches in this case. So there's a lot of variables in here, and like I said, I'm just here to give you guys a general idea of what to expect from this particular load depending on your barrel length. As far as accuracy goes, this stuff was right in line with all of the other 77 grain OTM that we tested on the same day from the same barrel lengths and all the same conditions that I can control. If I could offer any constructive criticism on how to improve this load from AAC, I would crimp the primers, seal the primers, and seal the neck, and crank the velocity up as long as the accuracy can remain as good as it was today. There's always a fine line when you crank the velocity up that, you know, your group size could increase, and there are different use cases for this round. There could be a lot of shooters out there who want a really accurate round and are willing to give up that 100 feet per second to do so. But there are some use cases where people are looking to use this for home defense or personal protection. And in my testing, and Andrew over ARFCOM or the chopping blocks testing in the past, shows that this bullet does fragment and expand and has good terminal effect when we crank the velocity of it up. With all that being said, I'm going to get the heck out of here, but at the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who helped make these possible, because there's a lot that goes into these that you sometimes don't see. All you see is the finished product. Number one is my Patreon and Subscribe Star fans. I have a link tree in the description below with various different affiliate links that cost you nothing, that help support me or possibly my Patreon, or different ways to contact me through Instagram or Facebook, because a lot of times I don't see some of the YouTube comments or they hide them from me. Number two is Josiah over at Palmetto State Armory. Again, in full transparency, provided 100 rounds of this for me to demo with no strings attached. And of course, number three is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.